Welcome to Arcade Racing Central. Today we're going to look at two brand new indie developed racing games for older hardware. We'll start off with Faster for the Atari STE before moving on to Nitro for the Game Boy Color. If you haven't done so yet, it would be amazing of you if you could like, subscribe, and even sign up for notifications for my videos. I'd really love to grow this channel, and every sub helps me get to where I need to be able to make more videos more often and to give the algorithm what it seems to need. But without further ado, let's get on with it. Faster is a super challenging, high-score chasing racer created by Jonathan Thomas for the 1989 hardware revision of the Atari ST line, the Atari STE. And Faster takes advantage of that hardware by keeping the action running at a silky smooth, PAL standard 50 frames per second, with effects all over the place, which is no mean feat on hardware like the Atari STE. I don't have access to real hardware, so I am emulating the game in RetroArch using the Atari core, and once I had it set up correctly, it ran flawlessly. Which is good, because I needed all the help I could get with Faster. It is hard. The game is super distilled and has been boiled down to the essentials. What you'll find here is a single mode comprised of endless laps on a single track, avoiding AI cars and roadside obstacles. It sounds super simple, and in theory it is, but the controls are quite tough in this one. It's all very responsive, but control is quite the challenge once you reach higher speeds. Every corner needs to be taken from as far inside as you can possibly imagine, and every single bit of traffic on the course will boost your anxiety sky high, because if you hit anything with enough speed, you'll be sent flying through the air, and getting back up to speed to continue takes a good long while. I feel like the controls could have been refined just a tad. I could be wrong, and definitely correct me if I am, but I couldn't find a way to brake other than letting off the gas, making this a one-button racer, which is generally fine with me. It doesn't bother me usually, but I would definitely welcome that extra little bit of control and actual brake mapped to down on the keyboard or the D-pad would have given me. With some practice, I'll get there though. I'm sure that track memorization factors into the game's difficulty too, and it's one area that I feel I can definitely get better at. Maybe more variety in the landmarks would have helped me memorize the course faster, but quite obviously each run of Faster had me more and more comfortable with the layout. Enough to know that the game actually starts with some of the most fiendish corners that the track contains. You cheeky dev you. Regardless, I find myself drawn back to Faster. In fact, I dreamed about bettering my high score last night, which means it has definitely tunneled its way into my brain. Faster is available for free on itch.io and is absolutely worth playing. From what I've seen of the Atari STE in the past, Faster does some amazing things with the hardware that you absolutely can't help but respect and admire. It's gorgeous and really takes advantage of the updated hardware's additional colors. The music is flat out amazing, and the real-time day and night cycle is truly something to behold. Definitely give it a try, you'll likely find yourself hooked. But if you're like me, you may have an easier time with the next game. Nitro is a super fun, snack-sized take on Outrun, developed by E.G. Vroom for the Game Boy Color. Nitro is well presented straight out of the gate with a stylish, well-drawn title screen and route music selection menu. The effects on display here are a really nice touch too. In-game, you'll find 6 different stages with 4 potential routes to take. Each looks gorgeous with a fantastic use of colour in each, and it makes them a pleasure to race on and learn. The roads are super detailed and ultra impressive, with some really nice shading techniques used on the surfaces. The cars are also well drawn, and along with the trackside objects, scale really nicely towards the player. It's all quite impressive. The one thing that I find is that there seems to be some slowdown that halves the sense of speed on larger corners. I'm not exactly sure what is causing this, but my guess is that it could be down to a few too many sprites on screen at the same time as some of the heavier math calculations, but I'm not entirely sure. It does have the unfortunate side effect of occasionally interfering with the gameplay, and it can make the generally tight controls feel a little more unresponsive in those particularly heavier moments of slowdown. Regardless, Nitro is right up there for some of the smoothest scrolling in Game Boy Color races. Initially, Nitro is challenging, and like Faster before it, most of that challenge comes from weaving in and out of the traffic. The other road vehicles vary in speed, and overtaking is, again, a small micro game in itself. Crashing into one will slow you right down to a full stop, and will make it harder to get that high score on your leaderboard. Luckily, the high grip, snappy controls lend themselves well to the gameplay style here. This is a one-button racer, just like Faster, with the only way to brake being to let off the gas on the A button. A push of the up button will initiate one of 4 turbos that you'll have at your disposal in each race, and with that, you've got every tool you'll need to make it to the end of each route. As you've probably noticed, Nitro contains some pretty catchy tunes, which stand out as being some of the best in a racer on the Game Boy Color yet. I don't have a favourite and tend to cycle through them at random. I just like them all. Nitro comes in a couple of flavours on its itch.io store page. You can grab the analog pocket version for use on that system, or the Game Boy ROM for use with a flash card and play on a real Game Boy Color or alternative. My preferred way to play was on my D-pad and button modded PowerKitty RGB30. It looks amazing with LCD shaders on that pin sharp 720 by 720 screen. The footage you're seeing now in this video was captured via RetroArch on my PC. As a whole, I find Nitro incredibly Moorish. I've only managed to make it up to 2nd place in regards to times on the leaderboards, and I've still yet to get anywhere near a 1st place ranking in the actual racing segment. So for such a small package, there's plenty of high score chasing gameplay left in it for me. Nitro is only $1, and for that price it is an absolute no-brainer. E.G. Vroom has created a super simple but deceptively deep little racer that I'll be coming back to for a long time. If you like what I do, please like, subscribe, and I really hate saying this, but that little bell thingy too. It really does help me get noticed a little bit more. Alright, you guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.